So, so somewhere in 2019, if you were working on the visa application to to study in the US, service fee used to be $200, and now it was changed to $300. Visa application fee used to be $160. Now it's $185. Initially, if you're working on the DS 160, somewhere in 2019, they did not require you to put in your social media details. It started somewhere in 2019. What happens is that as time goes on, things have been changing. Now, if you schedule an appointment for a non-immigrant visa, some time ago, it used to be what we call the US Travel Docs website. Now it changed to the AVIT portal. If you had an appointment scheduled after paying for the visa application fee, and that's another thing. To pay the visa application fee, you needed to only, if you're in Ghana, you needed to only pay it at GT Bank. Now you can use a MasterCard or Visa card to pay, and you can also pay at GT Bank. When you get your visa approved, it's just a matter of going to DHL in Accra to pick up your passport. Now there is a different website where it can be shipped to wherever you are, even if you are in WA. Now listen, the whole process has been going under changes from time to time. For some of us who have been in the system for a very long time, we understand that from time to time, things have been changing. It's been changing for the better. So if you're listening to me and you have an appointment scheduled based on everything going on, that students visas have been suspended, whatever, OPT is going to be banned and all that, be on the positive side of life. So what can you do? Please try and stay updated on the specific embassy. So if you are in Sierra Leone, try and follow the Sierra Leone US embassies platforms on social media, Facebook, YouTube, X, and the other platforms. When there is any specific information concerning the specific place where you are scheduled for your interview, they will be the first to post it. If you are preparing to come to school, stay updated on your email. Your university's international office will keep you updated on any information going on. Do not follow speculations. There is no need to be afraid. There's no need to be in fear, to be in that kind of what is happening to me. Just stay focused and prepare for your visa interview. If you have an interview scheduled, the most important thing is for you to prepare and go for the interview. It's okay if you're not able to, if you've paid the visa application fee, there are no dates on the calendar now. Remember, if your school starts in August, we are still in May. Definitely, there will be dates available for you to select. So the most important thing is not crying about interview date. The most important thing is for you to be prepared, so that if tomorrow you're supposed to go for the interview, are you prepared to go for it? Stay positive on that side. Do not follow the negative things. Pay attention to what you use your social media for. This time around that it has come under scrutiny. Don't be reposting unnecessary stuff that does not concern you. If you've not finished talking about your government issues, no need to go and talk about somebody's government issues, right? So whatever is happening is not new. Things have been changing, and they have been changing, or modifications have been happening, improvement have been going on, and it has been improving the system or the process. The reason why you wouldn't want to go to maybe Ukraine to go and study is because of what is happening there. So if you have confidence to come and study in the US, that means that you believe you will be safer. For example, in most US university campuses and colleges, it's tobacco free or smoke free, which means that it's healthier for you to live on that campus. And so that's why you want to apply and come here. So just follow the processes you are supposed to follow. No need to panic. Join mock sessions, join positive platforms that would inspire you, not put fear in you. Stop speculating negativity, fear, and unnecessary information that will not benefit your process. Last 2 years, people did it. Last year, me being in the process for a very long time, I don't think this is the most scariest part. No, not at all. About, I think, the COVID time or so. So whatever is happening to you, the process you're going through, people have already been through it. It's not news. This is a way of introduction for the Study Abroad podcast today. My name is The Fred Effect, and this is the biggest Study Abroad content platform. Here, what we do is that we don't tell you cannot do it. We motivate and inspire you in a more positive way to let you understand that if the Bollywood boy has been able to do it, you can also do it, and it's possible. We want you to always be positive about what you're working on, and it's definitely going to work for you. Hindrances, stoppages in life, whatever happens, blockages and all that, they are part of life, and we navigate through. That is why it is called life. My name is Fred. Let's get started. There's a long intro, and I'm very passionate about what I'm saying, so that you stay positive on what you want to do. My guest and my co-host has always been Ben. Hi, Ben. How you doing?
Yeah, Fred, I'm good. And you?
Welcome again on the podcast. So we'll be co-hosting the podcast from time to time. A bit introduction to people seeing your handsome face for the first time.
Oh, okay. All right. If today is the first time you're seeing me, my name is Ben. I'm from Tra, that is specifically Brun region. Now, because of the divisions, now I get a little bit confused, but I think it's Brun region. Yes. I had the privilege to study in India, and then from there I migrated to UK for another studies. So basically, this is a small intro about me. I think for the years ahead of us, we are going to have a very good interaction, and we see how we can also support you to achieve your dream to study abroad. And this is what we stand for, nothing more, nothing else.
All right. So our guest is Madam Christie. Nurse Afia Christie, how you doing?
I'm good, Fred. And how are you?
Thank you for your time. I'm also good. So let's start with, you had a deficit of about $60,000. You did not have any scholarship from your school, and you got your visa approved. Is that correct?
Right.
Okay. So Nurse Afia Christie has moved from Ghana to be a student in the US and a permanent resident in Canada. And that's what we are going to discuss today on the podcast. Tell a brother to tune in. It's going to be very inspiring. Let's start with a little introduction for people seeing your beautiful face for the first time.
Sure. I'm Christiana Aintree, currently known as Nurse Afia Christie. So from my name, I'm a nurse here in Canada. But my journey started from Ghana. I'm a Ghanaian. So I moved from Ghana in 2019 at the prime time of COVID. It took me like 3 days to get an appointment date to even, get the interview. And then I moved to the United States on the F1 visa. Then when I got to US, I changed my course, and then I changed my course like twice. So I actually was supposed to do a PhD, but I changed to Masters in Health Administration, and I changed again to Bachelor's of Science in Nursing. And I became a nurse in US, and then I wanted a green card, and I'm like, US will take 10 years, Canada will take 6 months. I'm like, okay, then let's move smart. So I moved to Canada. I'm a permanent resident here in Canada. For me, that is the goal. I just needed a green card. I'm a humble lady from Ghana, and I just needed the Inkrata. So yeah, that's my story.
if you understand Inkrata, So you walk us through how the whole process started and all that. So let's start with, what actually ignited your interest to want to study abroad? Why did you want to study abroad?
Yes, so I was doing very well. Actually, back in Ghana, I went to Accra Poly. After that, I did a top up with UCC. I got my bachelor's BCom. I also, after that, I went to GIMPA to do a master's in development finance. So I was doing really well back in Ghana. I was actually working with foreign organization. I worked with the European Union, USA. I was paid in dollars, euros in Ghana. So I was a big girl in Ghana, but if you work with those NGOs, you realize that they are mostly contract jobs. So when my contract was about to end in one of my projects, I decided to look for a new job. But I was attending, I actually did interviews with like World Bank, GIZ. If you know them, they are big NGOs. I did the interviews, but it was taking too long to get a feedback. I'm like, I don't want to finish, because when you get exposed to those big money and you are not getting a new contract, you might be stranded in Ghana because you are living a big girl life and you want to keep it up, So if you want to keep it up, it's either you go to where the money comes from. So I was not getting a new contract in Ghana, and I decided to no, then I have to travel, and then because if you travel, there are opportunities, jobs. And I also realized that, like, I just sat down to think about this whole thing, that look at all the big people, Kennedy, Japan, listen to the stories of all the big men.
Yeah.
Baumia, like all the big people studied abroad. So I said, okay, if everybody is studying abroad, let me try that, because maybe that could work. But before that, somebody has scammed me. They said they'll take me to Canada. They took my money, and it didn't work. So someone said they could help me get the admission to US, and then after everything, I'll pay, right? So that was how it happened, and I'm like, okay, then let me just go study abroad and keep up.
A lot of people will talk about how old you were when you relocated. So give us an idea. At what age are we looking at when you decided
in my early 30s.
Wow, I see. In your early 30s, you're married, you're having a good job, and still you had no scholarship from the school and decided to leave the job and come and study abroad.
Yeah. For me, traveling has been like a lifelong, for any person growing, maybe in my generation, traveling is a big thing. We remember our aunties coming from abroad, and they give you money and stuff, and you're happy. You're like, that is the dream. So for me, and growing up, I will dream that I'm working abroad. I don't know how, but maybe it's just destiny. So for me, I don't know. I think I deviated from. Am I deviating from the question, or you can repeat that? I don't want to deviate.
No, it's the same thing. Go ahead. It's the same thing. Go ahead.
Okay, so
at age, you were already married. You had a good job. That is, above 30. Why did you still want to study abroad? And especially knowing that I did not get any scholarship from the school, right? Why would I still want to go study abroad when I already have a job and then I'm leaving that job to relocate?
Yeah, for better opportunities. And I don't regret it. Yeah.
All right, Ben, you want to come in?
Yes. So quick one, Christie. I just want to know what made you think there are better opportunities abroad.
Okay, so just look around. Like, for me, it was like the maybe it's destiny, but I felt like if I travel, my life would be better. We see people, you see people, they talk about, oh, I just came from the US, I just came from Canada. We see the big people, and I studied here, I went there. Even listen to the Kennedy Japan story. I went to US, I started this, and they all come back. So they go, they make it in life, and they come back. So if I also have the opportunity to go, and at that time, I had some money, because if you don't have money, sometimes it can be tough. Building your statement, even the application fees and all those things can be a lot. So if you have the money now, and also in Ghana, I got some money, but the investment I did didn't go well. We did some church business, and even land issues. Oh my goodness, it's hard surviving, so we felt like, okay, if business didn't work, then let's just go. We should just jackpot. Yeah, that was the goal.
I see.
We should just jackpot. That's interesting. So why did you intend to choose USA?
So as at that time, I didn't know much about the study permits things. I didn't know, and we thank God for this platform, because it's helping. So we had to go meet someone, and because I had already been scammed, this time I said, I'm not paying anything. You need to get everything first before I pay. And he was like, sure, I'll guide you through the study permit route, and he explained everything to me. So basically, he was guiding me. He said he had helped people study abroad and all that. Yeah, so he helped, but he was just coaching. So he suggested a school, but I wrote my own statement of purpose. I paid my own application fee. You know, he was just kind of coaching. Let's do this. Let's send those documents. You know, because it's a struggle if you have no idea about where to start from. So that was a good one. He was coaching me, and that was how come I just followed suit. Yeah.
All right, that's great. So you said you were scam. I hope the person didn't use the Fred Effect brand.
Oh, not at all. I had not even heard about Fred Effect. Like, if I had met Fred Effect earlier, I wouldn't have gone through that, because basically I did everything myself, and I ended up joining the Fred Effect mock interviews, which was really helpful. But the man himself didn't really take me through, you know, all those things. But, you know, I one day walked to the embassy and I saw a guy, and I asked him, guys, like those interview dates. And I asked him, how did he get the interview dates? And he said he was part of a WhatsApp group. And that was how come I came across Fred Effect, like Fred's pages, where they do the mock interviews, they share their stories and all that. So it was somebody, somewhere.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Now, that's the issue we are facing at the moment. A lot of people are trying as much as possible to impersonate the Fred Effect brand. So we are telling our, we call them family members. We don't want to say followers, because with Fred Effect, we see everyone, we see ourselves as one. So we don't want to use the word followers. So please, let's try to be smart and see how we can overcome these strategies of the people out there. They are there just to make money at any cost. So let's try to be as wise as we could so that we don't fall victim. Okay, Christie, I would like to know, so from Ghana to US, how was the process? I learned you wrote your own SOP. How was it?
Okay, so, you know, when it comes to SOP, you want to make it your story. So, yeah, I made it as real as possible. So I applied for a PhD program. If you listen to my background, I have a master's in development finance, and I was working with on developmental projects. I was working with an anti-corruption agents, like a project towards anti-corruption in Ghana. So I was in the NGO field, and I had a master's in development finance. So in developing your SOP, it should be related, right? And applying for a PhD in social work, you know, you have to find a way to connect all these stories together. So I learned all these from the Fred group pages, you know. So once you know all these, when you sit down to write, you have to find a way to make everything make sense and add up. Because remember that your SOP story is the same story you go and tell the visa officer. It's the same story whoever is the admission officer will also read, and, you know. And I remember talking about how passionate I am to end poverty and getting into finance, and then now working with NGOs, and now I want to go into social work, you know. So it's still connect, and then coming back to Ghana to help build a society. So that was the kind of the summary of my SOP that I wrote.
Interesting. So now that we have AI, do you think we should use it to generate our SOP?
If you give the right prompt, AI has come to make our life easier. Like, even professors don't hate AI, but it's just about not writing exactly what's. So AI can give you ideas. AI can, you know, you can put in the prompt and then it can add more flesh. But I usually suggest that once AI gives you, copy, and then you make it your own. Make it your own story, personalize it, and put in things. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's good.
All right. So moving on, if you're just tuning in, we are talking to Nurse Efia Christie. Remember that her journey is interesting, very inspiring, and so she has a YouTube channel that we are going to share with you very soon. The name is Nurse Efia Christie on YouTube. Please talk to us about your YouTube channel. Why should we subscribe?
Traveling abroad, I realized that the end goal of moving is to become a resident. Like, no matter if you become a student or at the end of the day, you want to become a permanent resident or a citizen in US, in Canada, or wherever your dream country is. And so after school, after F1, you'll be doing OPT. After OPT, you do the CPT. After CPT, I became very stranded, like in US, because like I didn't know how can I, because once you get to US, you are happy there and you want to find ways and means to stay. But for US, it looked like it's going to be a long journey, because as a nurse, you could get companies to actually file for you when you work with them, and then you become a permanent resident through that route. But that could take years. And especially now, there is a recession with the green card, the EB3 visa route. You can read on that. There is a retrogression. So there's a long wait period. And for me, my family, I left my 1-year-old daughter and moved. So my daughter was as a 3 years and I've never seen the full family. So I wanted a faster route. And I started exploring Canada. I did a lot of research. And I realized Canada was a fast track. Like if you finish everything you are doing and you want a fast track permanent residency in North America, it's Canada. So my channel is telling people about my journey from Ghana to US, and then helping people who want to become permanent residents in Canada. I help people explore the pathways available for that route.
A quick question before we move on. Does that mean that people necessarily have to come through the US, or they can come directly from Ghana for the permanent residency route in Canada?
You can come from anywhere, Ghana, Nigeria. It's more about your skill, your trade, your certification, because the thing is Canada needs workers, but you need to get the right license and certification. And that is what the direction I give. I will provide you that consultation and guidance.
If you are yet to subscribe, go to YouTube and look for Nurse Efia Christie. So the nurse is NURSE, and then Efia AFIA, then Christie is spelled KRISTI, and subscribe. So her journey, interesting, having a corporate job back home, moved to the US as a student, and then moved to Canada as a permanent resident. So this is what she explores on the YouTube channel. Let's take the channel to 1,000 subscribers today. If you're watching us on TikTok, please quickly go to YouTube, search for Nurse Efia Christie, and subscribe to it. Right. So let's talk about your academic qualifications. You said you had a master's degree. What has your academic journey been like? Did you have a diploma and a top-up, or did you have a bachelor's degree? Where did you start from?
Yeah, I've gone to school all my life.
Right.
Yeah, I actually had my 2 children still schooling. Like, I've schooled all my life. I started from Tema Senior High, and then after that, I went to Accra Polytechnic to do HND accountancy. After that, I did a 1 to 1.5 or almost 2 years top up with UCC, the Accra campus, the distance program. So I obtained a BCom certificate from UCC.
So throughout the academic journey, you've never been to nursing?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. So when applying to the university in the US, you already had a master's degree. And
Yes.
so you applied into a PhD.
Mm-hmm.
And you mentioned PhD in social work, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people think that a PhD program should have given you a scholarship. Explain to us, how come you didn't get a scholarship?
Yeah, so as at the time, I didn't know much about this. So someone said they were going to help. If you don't know about this whole study abroad, it looks like a big thing, and that's how come people get scammed
Yeah.
because you lack knowledge. But now we have your channel and many others helping people, and that is a good thing because my time I didn't even know there were things going on YouTube to even gain this knowledge and
Right.
do things yourself. So I had to see this man, and he kind of helped me, do it.
Oh, okay. So let's talk, and that's what mostly we do, that we share some of the universities people are applying to so that people know about it. How many universities did you actually apply to?
It was just one. Yeshiva University in New York.
Oh, okay. All right. So we are sharing the website of Yeshiva University, but remember that every week we pick one person that the team assists to go through the process. And so if you comment, if you like, if you share, if you subscribe, you automatically join the giveaway. And after the session, we are going to pick one person just like we do every week. So I'm trying to share the website of Yeshiva University, which Nesafia Christie applied to. So this is the website, and it's located in New York. And you said you applied to a PhD in what? Social work?
Yeah.
And that was the only university you applied to?
Yeah.
I see. So when, you wanted to pursue this program, did the individual promise you that you're going to get a scholarship?
So I think, with the scholarships, you have to apply it early.
Yeah.
Because most of the schools have their main, which is usually the fall.
Mm-hmm.
That is when you usually get the scholarship. And you have to apply like a year before.
Mm-hmm.
So, but if you realize, most people, the moment they start, they want to get admission today and do everything today. Nobody want to wait 1 year to get scholarship.
No.
So that was our case. We were ready and we just want to travel. So we just got the admission, and at the time I asked them about it, but they said they had already given them out. And we just said, still we're going to pursue it as long as you have a good financial statement to defend your case.
All right, Ben will come in and then we take it from there.
Oh, okay. I think it's interesting. If you want admission today, then you need to start early. So I think it's a nice advice to our viewers. All right, Christy, thanks for sharing your experience with us. We would like to know, how much did you pay for the application fee, sorry?
It's been a long time. It should be between maybe 100 to 200 USD at that time.
Yeah, so if Madame Christie is saying it's been a long time and she joined the mock, the Freddie Fair mock session, that should tell you how long we've been doing this. You need to put some respect on the Freddie Fair's name. Sometimes some people do not know how long we've been in this journey and the lives we've impacted over the years. So they sit on somewhere and then they are saying something. We've done this, like we've paid our dues. We've done this for a very long time. It will be difficult to remember, but I wanted you to talk about how much did you invest in the process. So paying somebody, I don't want to put in the flight ticket. How long did it take you before you finally landed in the US, especially?
How much?
Yeah. How much you invest in the process, if you can remember?
So, let's say the application fee, and then we also did a transcript evaluation, which was also around 200 thereabout. What else? We didn't. Yeah, once you pay your application fee, you submit, you do your transcript evaluation.
This application fee, service fee.
Service fee, that's once. Yeah, service fee. And your visa application fee.
So we are looking at approximately $1,000, if you combine everything, $1,000.
Yes, almost. Yeah.
I see. Why is it that when you have the admission, that the school didn't offer you scholarship, and people say that if you are not getting a scholarship, it means your visa is going to be denied. What actually motivated you to say that my story might be different?
Well, I think that the man who was guiding me, he had so much confidence, because me at that time, I didn't know much about the whole thing. But he is, those travel and tour guys,
Yeah.
and his share was in it. Like if
Okay.
he get the visa, we were going to pay him. So he was like, he's done for people. And he was a good coach, and he had the right vim, So he also encouraged me that, no, you just have to be able to defend your case. So I think it's the right coaching. Yeah.
I see. Who was your sponsor by then? Were you sponsoring yourself, or did you had like a sponsorship from your husband? What was the sponsorship like?
So it was my father-in-law.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your father-in-law and yourself.
Yeah. So my story was that right after my master's, my father-in-law was impressed about because I did very well in I think I had 3.5 or something, my master's program.
Yeah.
So he decided to sponsor me to school abroad. Yeah, and that was the case I presented to the visa officer.
I see. We'll be picking some questions for you in the comments. Benny, I don't know if you have any more questions. We'll be picking some
I just want to touch on maybe during the application, did she have to submit something like GRE or IELTS for PhD program? No. All right.
No. I think for English, Ghana is one of the English-speaking countries. So but I did submit a letter. That letter to English proficiency, a letter to attest that I think it was from Game Pass. So your school will send you a letter to say that you attest that this person can speak English. They studied in English and all that, and that was enough for my process.
If you're watching us on TikTok, please follow Afia Christie Explores TikTok platform. Please be part of the family. And then if you're watching us on YouTube as well, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to Nurse Afia Christie on YouTube and be abreast with the information that she has been pouring out. Normally, it's difficult for you to have somebody go through a process and share their experience with you on how you can also do it. If you are just tuning in, you're welcome. You're not late. We are talking to Nurse Afia Christie, who moved from Ghana to be a student in the US and then now a permanent resident in Canada. So these are dream countries that people want to explore. And so this is a very inspiring story that is going to help with your process as well. So moving on, when you landed to study your PhD in social work, why would somebody think that I don't have a background in nursing, but I'm going to move all the way from a PhD to come and study an associate degree? What was pushing you? What was it?
So when I got to the US and I was asking people, so now that I've come, what is the best route to stay?
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to be stranded. And I have a family. I left my 1-year-old daughter. So at this point, my situation, my husband, I had 2 kids and my husband was home. And I was doing well. And if I'm here, it's either you make it or not. So when I came, I was asking guys, what is the best route?
Yeah.
So for me, I was sourcing for information and they gave me the choices because those who were there have the experience. So they were like, we know people who did nursing and companies were able to sponsor them. So I was, okay, then I'll go for it. So I think it's about determination and perseverance. I never liked science. I never liked. Actually, when I finished school as SHS, my dad told me to go into nursing.
Yeah.
I didn't listen, and now I was at the situation where nursing is knocking at my door.
Right.
So I think it's just about being determined to make it in life and having the right mindset that if this is the way you have to go, you will do it. So for
Did
me,
you have
determination, yeah.
sorry, did you have to stay in the PhD for a while before transitioning into the nursing program, or you came in and you moved directly into the nursing?
There's a story here which my story was a very sad and happy one. So when I got to the US, you know, it was COVID time. When I got there and I sent an email to the program, you know, the department, they said the program has started 2 weeks ago. I was late, so I cannot join the
So
program.
you didn't get a closer interview date, so you couldn't come early.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly that.
You're watching us and you think that you're not getting date. This date thing started long ago. So don't panic.
Yeah.
You'll be fine. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was actually late when I got, and you know, when I got the visa, maybe I should have contacted the school that, oh guys, I've gotten, but I felt like I have the visa and I'm going. Like I got a visa on Friday and Monday I was already in the US. And and they were like, the program has started 2 weeks ago. We can. They said I can't catch up. So the school, those who are in charge of, how they even call them, the DSO, right?
Yeah.
The DSO had to say you have two options. It's either you leave or you stay, and you know you have to find a lawyer or something. I was like, what? Like you came to the US and you have to go?
Yeah.
And me, before coming, I went to the church, said I'm going to US. You know how we announce it, tell everybody that, guys, I'm going to America, you know. So, guys, this was one of the most challenging time in my life that you have to decide. And the one who was hosting me in the US at that time, we had to discuss about how things have turned up. Because, and I'm reading about it, if you stay and you are not in school, you're going to go out of status.
Yeah, that's it.
So actually, I took the bitter pill. I left US exactly 2 weeks or 3 weeks after being there. And I said, I can't
go back to Ghana?
Yeah, I have to leave because I can't
go
get
back
out
to
of
Ghana.
status. I decided to go to Dubai because I said I can't. I decided to go to Dubai because I couldn't. I said I don't know how I will survive in Ghana.
Because if you want to say what to Kwanko.
That was the thing. So I learned a hard lesson. Now I see why people, if people cry, like they'll not say and they go. But me, it was a public announcement, and nobody goes to US. Nobody goes to US and come back in 2 weeks. Like I can't even. So it was a big deal. I really got depressed. It was a lot to go through. Yeah. But I decided to go to Dubai. Luckily, I had some fun. So if you have money, guys, keep it, because if you are traveling, you never know what will happen. So if you have plans to travel, save enough, because traveling comes with a lot of uncertainties. So that was the hard.
Before you continue, drop some like emoji in the comments for Nesefia.
Oh, you know, bread, my bread. Yeah.
Drop some like emoji in the comments. You can type Nesefia Christie in the comment. That would be great. Thank you. So you had to leave, go to Dubai, and come back when the next semester begins.
Exactly.
What way are you going to work in Dubai? Are you going to sleep in a hotel? What were you doing in Dubai?
Yeah, that was the plan. I had a friend there, and they said, "Oh, I can get you a work to do for a while to wait, and then once your time is due, you come back."
According to Bebre.
It was a lot. It was a lot.
So it means that now your program was deferred, and then you came back.
Yes.
Okay. So when you came, you started your PhD?
So when I left to Dubai, now I was mad at the school. Because I felt like the DS also didn't help me at all.
Yeah.
They could have, because I tried to even change the program, like put me somewhere, just keep me in status. they said all the other programs were also like things never worked. I tried to even transfer quickly. You know, when you move to US, you have like 30 days to transfer and change stuff.
Yeah.
None of those things worked. I tried everything. Like it was like a whole 2 weeks of confusion and desperation, everything. So I finally left. So when I left, I started applying for a different school because I realized New York was too expensive. And I didn't know anyone there. And even the few days I spent like a night there, the hotel bills and all that. So I was looking, I had to look for a school with a cheaper, you know, some of the schools are cheaper. And so I finally had to find admission with Park University. Their fees was moderate. And
that was for the nursing program, or that was a master's degree or another PhD?
Master's in healthcare, in health administration.
All right. So what it means is that when people get admission to one school, it is possible that when they get in, they can transfer to another school. If they get, okay.
Yes. I think it's within the first 30 days. There is a time limit. Yeah. But for me, that time had also elapsed, so I couldn't. So now that I left and I was coming back, I was fully prepared.
Oh, I see.
So I had that backup admission, and I got that admission too. So whilst I was waiting to come back for the January semester, I got that admission backup plan.
Okay.
Yeah. But I was going to come back with the same as Shiva University because that was on your visa. And you know, at the port of entry, you don't want to change your story. So I maintained the same Yeshiva University for my comeback. But I had my backup plan too.
I see. So you came into Park University, which was healthcare administration for masters. How did you end up in the nursing?
So when I got to Park, as I said, I was asking questions and someone was like, if you are doing healthcare administration, then why don't you consider nursing instead? Because it's also healthcare. And with nursing, you have the opportunity to get sponsorship from an employer after that. Yeah.
We want to educate people. So where is Park University located so we can quickly share that?
Okay, Kansas.
Park University in Kansas.
Missouri, okay, yeah.
Great. So Park University it's located in Parksville, Missouri, and that's where you applied for the healthcare administration. So this is their website, Park University, in Parksville, Missouri. So this is Masters in Healthcare Administration. So we've already spoken about Yeshiva University. That was the first university in New York. That is the state of New York, and then this is Park University. So whilst in the master's degree in healthcare administration, then you decided that, okay, you're going to now move into it means that you didn't graduate from the master's degree.
I didn't start it.
You didn't start at all?
Yeah. So when I got there and I went to meet the admission officers. I had a meeting with them and I'm like, well, I changed my mind. I wanted to do something else. Yeah, I just went to have a meeting with them so that my interest changed. I think I want to do nursing. And we had a meeting, they made me know and they said it was possible. So I just told them, what do I need and all that. And they explained that I needed to do the prerequisites first before I can enter.
The nursing was in Park University, or you transferred into another institution?
I started the prerequisites with Park because, once you get to the school, you want to settle in, get your documentation right. So I started the prerequisites. I just did a semester there.
And then you move into another school?
To a community college because it was cheaper.
Wow. So the community college, if you're just listening to us, they offer associate degree programs. So that is going to be for about 2 years. Inti your friend say nurse baku school baby. Inti three different institutions, right? From Yeshiva to Park to the community college. That is a whole lot of story. Ben, you want to come in?
Yes, I think Christie, one of the ultimate goal of the Freddie Fair team is to make sure that we make the process very easy and then stress-free for those who want to enter. So now looking at the stress that you went through earlier on, do you think there could have been a way, or if you had known something, it would have helped you to overcome those stress? And those of us listening to us, what can we do to skip such stress? Because I'm sure if you go through that and you don't know anyone who can help you, it's going to be very disastrous for you over there.
So I think what I learned about this whole thing is to be in communication with your admission officer or the department head, whoever you are talking to, just to let them know that, especially if you think the reopening date you have delayed, or you feel like you had a hitch somewhere in the whole process, just communicate with them, because once you have the visa, it's not a rush. That was the mistake I did. I was just desperate to go. So don't be desperate. I think when you are desperate, you make mistakes. So take this whole thing one at a time. Get the right advice and talk with your admission officer. If you feel like something is not going right, let them know that I'm having this challenge. What are the best alternatives? Because if I have done that, they would have told me to then wait and defer for the January. Then I wouldn't have to travel back forth. But I didn't tell anybody. I just went in the middle of everything and I got very stranded.
Oh, okay. So you want to mean that being in constant communication with the school admission coordinator is very, very important.
Yes. And the department head, whoever you are in contact with, just to let them know you successfully obtained the visa, you plan to come on this day. You just let them know.
Okay, thank you so much. So if you just tune into us, this is Fred Effect, and we try to share experience. One unique thing about the Fred Effect is that we don't tell you what it will be or what it should be. We tell you what it is. So Christie has been in the process, and at the moment she has a permanent resident in Canada. So let's try as much as possible to learn from some of the strategies that she's sharing with us. This is better than going to consult anyone who end up scamming you. So if you really pay attention, there are a lot of things that you can learn. Right now, I'm even making notes, and one of the notes is we don't have to be desperate. So I think one of the mistakes Christie made was that she was desperate. She just wanted to leave the country. At times it is like that, because looking at the hardship, now your visa has been approved, so you don't even think about anything. I just want to go. But I think if she had been in touch with whoever in charge of the admission of her initial school, I think she would have saved herself from a lot of stress than even going back to Dubai. I think she would have save that money and that time. So don't let us be desperate. Surely we shall move into our dream country.
All right, surely we shall move into our dream country. Let's address certain things. So Elsie is watching us on Facebook. Elsie, thank you for watching us on Facebook. Remember, Ness Afia Christie has a YouTube channel as well. Has a Facebook channel as well. Facebook page instead. Ness, what is the name of the Facebook page?
It's my name, Christiana Entry. So
awesome.
That's my real name.
David is watching us on YouTube. David says that inspiring to some of us. In Tim is watching us on YouTube. He said it's not easy. Remember that if you comment, if you like, and you subscribe, automatically you join the draw, which will be held at the end of the session, and then you might stand a chance of being selected. So keep the comments coming in. Shout out to Ajua Anima watching us on Facebook. Ajua, thank you so much. I think there's somebody who has a good concern here. So here's the thing. Dennis is saying that my brother, I think it's all about what Ben addressed earlier, that somebody is actually portraying as, or maybe coming up as the Fred effect. And this has been happening a lot. We know that some people have created TikTok accounts, Facebook pages, and all that to pretend to be the Fred effect and asking people for money. Now, listen, if you want to get in touch with the Fred Effect team, we have constantly been saying this. We do not respond to emails. We don't have any WhatsApp number out there. I know there's a WhatsApp number pretending to be the Fred Effect, asking people for money. Please, we do not put our WhatsApp number out there. The only way you can get in touch with us is on our verified Instagram handle, which has over 21,000 followers. It's verified. It's easy for you to find that on Instagram, and then you send us a message. The team is going to respond to it. Do not be communicating with anybody on YouTube, whatever platform. And when they ask you for money, then later on, now that you find the right way to come back to us, it doesn't work like that. Please be vigilant. Don't be falling prey to some of these things. All right. So Dennis, I just addressed your concern. Please do not be communicating and sending money to people, and later on you come and tell us. It doesn't work like that. We've been telling you that our only means of communication is our verified Instagram handle. All right. So Butcher is saying very clear. Thanks for watching Butcher on Facebook. Benedict is saying Asemu. Shout out to Benedict on YouTube. Abednego is saying, oh, Nurse Christie, I love your determination spirit. Make sure you subscribe to her YouTube channel. Chris Odia is saying the Fred Effect. Prince Opoku watching us on Facebook as well. I'm trying to see if there are questions. So that also Napus is asking, some of these education is very necessary to overcome some of these uncertainties. Okay, so Dynamis is Opoku Ajima is asking, he said about the transition of 30 days, must you have admission to the school you want to transition to? That's what he's asking. Would you want to respond to that, Ness?
Yes, you must.
Yeah. Kenny is saying, very insightful. Thank you for tuning in. Prince, shout out to Prince, man. He's saying hard woman. Prince is saying you're a hard woman.
Yes, I am. Yeah.
All right. The system, the work. Bruh is saying next back to school, baby. Right. Let's see if there are questions. Okay, so there are no questions in the chat yet. Is that how can you be in the US and leave? That's the rule. So that was I think that was expensive, but it was a good thing that she did. Okay, so everything speed. She answered the question, so she transferred to a different program. When you moved to Park University, did they offer you any scholarship?
No.
Yeah.
So the scholarship process, I don't know how people do it, but it's a tough one though. I actually applied, like I wrote my best SOPs and all that, but it's very competitive. Scholarships are very competitive, so you must really plan it ahead of time, build relationship with your lecturers or supervisors, and yeah, scholarship is highly competitive, and I don't know how people do. It didn't work for me, so I don't. When you come with me for scholarship, I'm like, because I couldn't get it. I applied a couple of them, but
yeah, we'll come to your visa interview, how you didn't get scholarship but yet got the visa approved. So Frank, I addressed this concern at the start of this the session. So please try and check out my intro to today's episode, and I addressed this concern. All right. Okay. Chuku Emeka, thank you for tuning in. All right, let's talk about your visa interview. Now, you did not have a scholarship. What was the strategy for the visa interview? Knowing that who did you say was your sponsor?
My father-in-law.
Do you know that when you tell everybody this story, it doesn't make sense?
I know, right?
Yeah. So tell us, how come, and how many times did you attend the interview?
Once, Ghana.
Wow. So you were sponsoring yourself and your father-in-law. How many questions did they ask you? What was your preparation for the interview? And how come you easily got it approved? Let's talk about that.
So I mentioned that I joined the Fred's mock interview sessions. So when I joined, you do like a live, they ask you a question, you answer. Then you realize that, no, this doesn't make sense. Let's change the story. So we went through all that process, which was very helpful to, you know, create a solid, and even that we were still shaking because it was like, wow, you know. So at a point, I realized that God has to come in because anyone I tell my story to, they were like a little, you know. So honestly, I prayed a lot too that God should intervene, because I realized that at this point I needed God to come in. Notwithstanding, I prepared a lot. Like, I made sure that the story was making sense and it was adding up.
You made sure
So
that the story was story.
yes, oh
Okay.
yeah, it was really, you know, coherent, and like the visa officer have to buy into your you know, the energy. The visa officer have to get that energy in the first 2 minutes. They have to feel it in everything. So like the way I'm talking now is the same vim I went in the interview room with. Like, the interview officer has to connect immediately that, wow, this person knows what she's saying and knows where she want to go to. Once they get that vibe, you know, you are one step ahead. So I got my story very right. I was not going to fumble, and so I practiced a lot, and I was confident of the things I was going to say, and I knew it made sense. So I think, as I mentioned, I think they asked about why am I going to do the program, and I explained that I'm into a development sector, and if I pursue the social work, I'll be able to come back and then contribute better to, whatever the project, the ongoing project and all that. And when it comes to the finance, I had some personal statements as well. So I think what really helped me was that I said I was the best female student after my master's. And when my father-in-law realized that, he decided to sponsor me education abroad due to my performance. So from that, like, the visa officer would be like, wow, then you are really good. And my father-in-law was also into, real estate, the business mogul. So I mentioned that the big things he was also into, that he had the capacity to finance the education.
How many minutes did your visa interview actually take, if you remember?
It was very brief.
Yeah,
I don't even think it might be up to 5 minutes.
If you have an opportunity to talk to somebody who thinks that I have gotten admission, for me, I feel that once you get admission, it's a big deal. And I also hold the idea that everybody who has an I-20 has an equal chance of getting a visa approved. Especially, me having an opportunity to see some I-20s that has gotten the visa approved. So if you have an opportunity to talk to somebody with a deficit, no scholarship from the school, preparing for the visa interview, what would you tell this individual?
Own your story. Be confident. Add your spirituality behind the scene. But, be very eloquent and know what you are saying. Like your eye contact. Like, for me, like the way I'm nodding my head and talking to you,
Mm-hmm.
I did the same thing. I made the visa officer know that I know what I'm saying, and this is it, Yeah.
I see. All right. So it is possible, if you are listening to us, always, like Ben said, our idea is not to look at how bad your situation is. There is hope for everyone. There is positivity in every situation happening, including what is going on now. There is a positive aspect of it. And so if Nurse Christie has been able to do it, if Fred was able to do it, if Ben was able to do it, you can also do it. It is possible. Start talking to positive minded people. Sometimes you go to some mock session is how do I put it? It's discouraging. It's not easy to go through the process you went through to be able to get to a visa interview site. So no one who can determine whether you're going to get approved or not, unless you decide to go for the interview, right? There are some people they've had. It's not as if when you go for the interview, everything that you see have to be 100%. There are some people who fumble there and still get their visa approved. Be positive about what you're working on. Do not let anybody discourage you. You are also capable of doing what you want to do. You're also, capable of studying abroad, and it's going to be possible. I think we have to do part 2 of this. I want to talk about your transition from US to Canada. So if we can wrap up today, you've done like an hour already. I know people wanted to talk to you. Ben, you have more questions for Ness? Oh, your microphone is muted, sir.
I'm just looking at her lips, and I remember what one time one of our family members said in the platform, that one of the reasons has to do with your lips turning into pink. So I wanted to ask her, when she was leaving Ghana, what was the color of her lips?
Her husband will come after you.
Anyway. They said it's a low key. After all, if you travel, your lips will turn into pink. So that's the reason why someone needs to travel.
She's very inspiring. She's very determined. I had opportunity to speak, to interact with her when she was starting the visa process and when she got to the US and all that. You see the optimism, the positivity, that I can do it spirit, that I can enter every office spirit kind of thing. And I think it's been very helpful. Your story is inspiring. If you are listening to us now, you are married. Please, you can move abroad with your wife or with your husband. It's possible, right? So Ness, I think we have to have another time to talk about your transition from Canada, from US to Canada. A lot of people will be interested in that. But for now, if you've not subscribed to the Ness Afia Christie YouTube channel, please do. She shares all her journey there. And on TikTok too, look for Afia Christie S Plus, and her journey is going to very well inspire you. What are the last words to everybody who tuned in today, Ness?
I think your dreams are valid. Like sometimes you do things out of frustration. You look at the situation around you. And whenever I reflect, I'm like, so if I had not taken a step, where would I be by now? I invested, like I took my whole money. When I see debate about don't travel, I smile. Travel is not meant for everyone, but if it's meant for you, go for it. Because if I sit back and I remember the money I took from my investments to travel, now, if I say I want to go back to Ghana and settle, I can say I have that in tenfold to start all over again. So it's not a loss to me.
Right. I just understand that it's not going to be easy, but it's possible. I really appreciate your time. It's always nice talking to you. And I would either have to come to your channel or I'll bring you back so that we discuss from the nursing route after completing nursing, how you moved to Canada, that aspect also coming. All right. Thank you so much. So for now, please subscribe to Ness Afia Christie on YouTube. Go to YouTube, search for NURSE, then AFIA, then KRISTI. That's how the Christie is spelled, KRISTI. Thank you so much. All right, Ness, we really appreciate your time. Thank you for making time for us.
Thank you.
All right. So Ben, what will be your final words today?
Oh, okay. I just want to say that this is for those who have been reading the Bible. When God wanted to bless Abraham, he told him to move from his hometown to the town that he's going to show him. Mm-hmm. So what I want to make is that even God endorses movement, because God understands that if you find yourself at certain locations, you can't even receive the blessings. So please, don't let anybody, I love Ghana more than you. I love Africa more than you. And wherever I am, I portray Africa. Wherever I am, I portray Ghana. But we are talking about opportunities. So don't let anybody contaminate your plans. You have your plans. You know your dreams. You know what is ahead of you. Focus on it. That is it. No need to be exchanging words or no need to follow her. You have to be this, you have to be that. No, if you want to move, bro, nobody is preventing you. You have that right to do so.
All right. So let's have the draw and then we can end it here. Oh, I think I should have had Ness here to have the draw. Okay, let's see if we can do that. If you commented, if you subscribe, if you like the program, then you stand a chance of being selected. If you're being selected, you link up with us via Instagram, and then the team will take the rest from there. All right, shout out to Nanayao Amwako Aristo. I like the name, Nanayao Amwako Aristo. You've been selected today. Thank you for joining, and thanks to everyone who tuned in today. Next week, we have another guest on, and it's going to be every single week. It is either I co-host with Ben, or Ben will be hosting from time to time as well. All right. So thank you for tuning in. Remember, the Fred Effect team has a collaboration with Argo Visa. Argo Visa is a team of former visa officers, and I dropped a new video on the YouTube channel, so please check it out. If you want to schedule a one-on-one conversation with Argo Visa, this is the link to do so. And then they'll be able to help you prepare for your visa interview. Ben, it's been a great one. Thank you for joining. I appreciate your time, sir.
All right. See you then.
All right. So it's been a great session. Next week will come your way. If you missed the session, it's not a problem. All the live sessions we've had will be on the Fred Effect YouTube channel. So you just go to YouTube and search for the Fred Effect. Go to the live session, and all the sessions we've had will be there. So this is how it's going to look like if you go to the Fred Effect YouTube channel. You see all the live sessions that we've had. So all the previous sessions, interviews, and the podcast will be there, including today's session. It will still be there for you to check it out. Please be positive and know that everything will be fine. It's life. It's not. Nobody has lived a life you have lived. So you cannot say that I'm going to copy this person and be successful with it. The challenges that come your way strengthens you. It's possible you can do it. The name has been the Fred Effect. I'll see you next week.